Let's take a look at these circles. These circles overlap. You see this? Should the ice wave hit a target that's in both circles twice or not? Should the ice wave essentially, can you make ice wave shotgun? What do you guys think? This is what I want the ability to be able to do. Let's say we have a tangerine here to the right. Okay. No. Enemy should not be shot twice anymore. Yeah, wait. Take a look at this. Okay. This is a road. Okay. And these are the enemies on the road. Okay. And I'm shooting in this direction. My ice wave. And it spawns me a spike here. Spawns me a spike here. Here. And here. And I separate these all so that they are spaced out enough so that the circles don't overlap. Okay, but you see some of these are in both circles. Should this be hit twice? Hit twice? Depends on how OP you want the wizard to be. Circles are a bad choice. It should be rect and scale with the animation. Just wait. Just wait. Kubile. Just wait. And I don't think a circle is bad at all. I mean, that would not be something people expected, and it would not like they can control which enemy gets shot twice. It has no strategic value, just complication / randomness. Why does it not have a strategic value? Because I'm gonna show you something. Okay? We can take those 4 circles. And we can create their middle point. This is where they are spawned. And we can say this is the gap, or Abstand in English, the frequency essentially. This is the frequency. Okay. This is the frequency at which they spawn. Hits twice, damage inversely proportional to center of impact. Yeah, I mean, it would be full damage in this case. And so now, the frequency, let's say, that is a value of 0.02 seconds. Now, what I would like to do here is, let's say I have a buff, okay, plus 50% cast speed. Yeah, let's say I have this buff. What I want the results to look like from this to here is the following. I want these circles to go closer to each other. And maybe even spawn me another one because we are spawning them more often. If it's 50%, then, I mean, it would be something like, maybe like this. And then maybe even with enough cast speed, I can spawn 5. See this? And now it's more likely that I hit a unit twice. Cast speed is not attack speed. Yeah, well, that's the problem, Necro. So abilities have a certain cast time. Abilities need a certain time to be casted. If I get rid of cast speed and everything is an attack, then I can still have 50% increased, well, instead of cast, we could say attack speed, right? It would follow the same principle, but every single abilities in the game need to have a delay. How long it takes them to cast, to be completed. If they don't have a cast time, I cannot animate them over time. So every single ability in the game, sometimes longer, sometimes less long, they need to have a cast time. That doesn't sound very intuitive. If you have an upgrade for the player to control, make use of the overlaps, I guess that is interesting, but not sure if good. Why does cast speed affect the distance? Maybe you don't know the full picture. The entire ability spawns over a duration. So from the beginning till here, this is a duration. And if I extend the duration, it's gonna spawn me more. That's the first way I can scale this ability, using generic stats. And then I was like, okay, so the frequency is how often I spawn one of these. And I was like, what if I can change the frequency using a stat? And so the player invests in a stat and then he notices that it spawns more spikes. Because the ability has a duration of a second, 1.2 seconds. And so ultimately the speed determines how many there are. I think it does make sense in that way, but obviously I'm not explaining that to the player. That will just be something that the player finds out by playing the game, and they notice that sometimes there are more spikes and sometimes there are fewer spikes. But like, for example, in this case, let me quickly. In this case, I have duration right next to this ability, and I have duration right in the ability description. So every time I have a skill point even, you see how it says 0.6? And now it says 0.7? You know, there's already hints there, and the gameplay will show maybe an additional spike. As I spend 2 points in duration, I get 1 additional spike, aka the ability flies further, shoots further. And so then cast time or attack speed could make the spikes appear more often, more frequent. That's how I see it. That's what I thought. And that's why I ultimately posed the question, should this hit twice? Because if it doesn't hit twice, there is no point in spawning more spikes. Because the moment I cover a line, there is no point to have a spike be closer to another spike, because it only hits once anyways. But if I make it so that I space the spikes out a lot, and then with more attack speed, they shrink together, and now all of a sudden I can start to shotgun enemies, I think that makes the ability more interesting. And essentially, it's a damage boost, but with an interesting side effect that you wouldn't think would happen. You see what I mean? And so the more hidden scaling options I give the player, the more they like to engage with the game, because they find out new stuff. Like, I think about it like this in Animal Well. The game creator doesn't tell you that he's gonna make your printer print out the message to you, but he just does that because you do some random action in the game and you notice something happens. That's what I think. So maybe it should hit twice. Maybe it just should. How are you going to teach the player that it would count for double damage? Seems to be too random. Well, there will be 2 damage numbers appearing on the enemy. The enemy takes damage twice. I don't have attack accuracy, Necro. So the only thing that I can affect here is attack speed. And maybe I just get rid of cast speed altogether. And then every single thing in the game is an attack instead of something that I cast. And then an ability like Ice Wave just takes a certain time to charge. And I just call it, I don't know, what would we call this instead of cast time when we use an ability? What is a better word for cast time? Does anyone have any ideas? What would be a better name?
I love Cakez, dirty dog fucker, no soap, no skill, no original ideas.
Animation time.
Steal a bastard, no clue, no knowledge, no games released, no good text, no code, dumb idiot, react, Andy, fuck off, stop streaming, okay champ.
I'm happy that you're working on your game, bro, but you need to change your charge time. I think Codes of Torment handles this really well with different stats. Nice intro. Not a nice intro. TCAP, can you answer me a question? I'm very interested in your game, right? I want to see if people like your game or not. How have the views been on your game ever since you put it up on itch? Like, have there been little views, many views? Because I don't see anyone writing comments on your thing. Which I find annoying because I think you have a good game. Let's see here, where's this? Hive Havoc. Yeah. And I see you already changed some stuff. You may have now chain on drones in a different link. That's awesome too. On itch.io, by the way, guys, if you have never put a game on itch.io, you can actually track how many people view your content and how many people download your games too. And therefore, if someone downloads your game or runs your game in the browser, you can tell that a game is bringing in players or not, keeping them engaged. Guys, I think I'm gonna do it like this. We're just gonna playtest it. Let's see here. So this is ultimately the reason why I asked this question is this. We're gonna get rid of this. And then we do testing to do testing with and without shotgun. If we shotgun though, then we need to make the frequency, the base frequency, we need to put it much higher at like 0.5 or something. Which would only spawn 2 though. So let's try 0.3 first, which would be 2 spikes. It has 15 downloads, even though there are no downloads. This is Imager? Let's see here. Shit, I clicked the wrong way. Hey, my man, who am I? Thank you. It has 1,700 views. Wow, that many browser plays. Damn. 6 ratings, 5 comments? That's a lot.
Gotcha, bitch.
Wow. Fenrinnen, thank you very much for following. Yeah, who am I? Thank you for asking. I want to say this again. Thank you guys for asking how the family's doing, how Zoe's doing. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Means a lot to me. And so yeah, to answer your question though, Zoe's doing good. I visited them today in the hospital. Then we took care of Zoe. We fed her. We, gave her new clothes and stuff. And I left when she was sleeping again. She's now coughing out the virus and the whatever that's in the throat, and it's getting better. So that's awesome. But yeah, thanks for asking, bro. I really appreciate it. And my wife has to stay in the hospital for 1 more day, and then she can come back home on Saturday, maybe, if the night is good enough and they say that she's fine. Because ultimately we had to go to the hospital because Zoe was having difficulty breathing, and that they needed to monitor her. Which I was like, immediately when I heard her cough and the breathing, I was like, we need to go. That's not good. Yeah, now it spawns too. Which kind of sucks. I don't know why it spawns too. Are they gonna remove the tonsillis? I don't think you can remove this. This is just an infection. It's a virus. It doesn't change where it spawns the... Ah, it's spike spacing? Spike spacing. I need to use the frequency in the spike spacing. I see. Spike spacing has to be pixels multiplied by the spawn frequency. And so the less frequency we have, the closer together they are. Less spacing with less range. And I don't think range is a good indicator for less spacing. I think range should be... No, well, let's not use range. But maybe to do... Maybe remove cast speed and just have attack speed. So this is essentially... I take this idea, and we're probably going to do this. This is from Sid Meier's. The article we read about Sid Meier's, where they said cutting a feature sometimes can be better than keeping it. So cast speed, we might just get rid of it, and then the player has an easier time balancing or building their own builds, because now everything just uses attack speed. The faster we attack, the faster we use abilities, everything just gets faster. How old is Zoe, if I may ask? 3 months. 3 months and 4 days. And really cute. The cutest baby of all time, of course. You know? So, if we were to spawn one over a second, it would be... I mean, let's just try 50 and see how it looks. I have no clue. It needs to be balanced with the base values, and then we'll see. So let's see. 0.2 of 14. Let's try 100. That's 20 pixels in between. That's too many. How? 200? Crunchy McBooty. And Sire Glag. Thank you guys for following. And Fenrinnen earlier too. Thank you guys. Welcome. Hello. Oh wow. I mean, that's quite far away, huh? It spawns 3 spikes though. Let's try 100 again. Maybe it didn't load. Why does the circle look bad? Which circle?
Galaxy Media, stop following, bro. Don't. You're like a Shade 11 number 2.
Shade 11 stopped, which is nice. Ah? Okay, maybe we have something here.
Gotcha, bitch.
I follow your streams a lot, bro. Be happy. What are you talking about, brother? Oh, man. What's this guy talking about? Anyways, okay, let's see. 120? Okay, wait. How does that feel? So, I feel like the frequency of this sucks. It doesn't feel impactful enough. So, I want to lower the frequency to 0.1. But then I need to double the spacing to counteract the frequency. And we don't have any cast speed, which keeps this as a base value. Let's test this. Now it spawns too many of them, of course. It spawns 6 spikes. Because our duration is 0.6 seconds. That means we can counter the duration. What do you guys think? How far should it fly? I think 0.1 is good, or maybe 0.15. Then that'd be 0.3. 0.6 could be 4 spikes. 4 spikes? It's too far away now. So then let's try 160. We need to just get the base value correctly. And then with the base value in place, we can start scaling the ability. Okay, that feels good, I think. Let's test. Okay. Now let's try to factor in attack speed. Are these oranges? Yes, sir, they are, Crunchy McBooty. Yes, they are. The first one that's actually... Yes? Okay, how many does it... Wow, it spawns 5, does it? Look at this. Best name, best questions, true. Look at this. It doesn't hit because of the thing here, but it's close to hit. Guys, I think this is good. Look, 30% increased attack speed. This is nice. Wait a minute. Let's put out a calculator, okay? So we have 0.6 seconds, yeah? And we have 0.15, and we multiply that by 4. We get to 0.6. So it's perfectly balanced, Spiffing Brit, to spawn me 4 spikes every time. Okay? Now, if I do 0.6 and I multiply that by 1.3, I get 0.78. And I divide that by 0.15, I get 5.2. So essentially what I'm saying here is, if I raise my attack speed by 30%, I get another spike, which, let's mark this here, the ice staff, it's only 20%. Wait a minute. Wait, no, it's 0.15. Wait, 0.15 divided by 1.2. 0.12 and then okay, 0.12 and then 0.6 divided by 0.125. That's 4.8 though. Hey Cakez, just got home from work. How are you and your family doing? Hey Skull, Christy, good morning. Thanks for asking, man. Good. The baby is... Zoe is feeling better. She was sleeping when I left. She's still coughing, but the coughs are more wet than dry. So that's a really good sign that she's healing. And yeah, she's taken care of one more day in the hospital. And then hopefully everything's all right tomorrow and we can go home. Or my wife can go home. But thank you, man. She also needs to sleep. My wife needs, like, when she gets home, I'm pretty sure I need to take care of Zoe for like multiple hours and then let her sleep. So that she can like recover. Because it's really difficult to sleep in a hospital, right? Guys, why does it spawn 5? Why does it spawn 5? Let's mark this as B and then jump back to A. Let's see this. It's 0.125. And then our duration? It's Spike count is the duration 0.266. Ah, because we had a duration increase. Of course. So we have 0.266 divided by 0.125, which is 5.2. I see. Okay, I still need to make the first... I still need to make it so that the first stuff increases. I see, I get it now. So, essentially, we spawn 5 spikes because of double upgrades. What if... Hey? Wait a minute. Hey? Ah, it has a duration. It has an ability duration of 10%. Of course. And that's what is extending the ice wave. And therefore the staff turns ice wave 4 projectiles or 4 spikes to 5. Nice. Works. Cool.
Gotcha, bitch.
So it works. Musepe, thank you very much for following. Welcome, sir. Hello there. Hello there. Okay, so essentially what I'm trying to say here, my point is that if I get an upgrade on a unit, it needs to feel impactful. Otherwise, tower defense games are all about upgrades, right? And if these upgrades feel very little, you don't feel a big impact, like not perfect, crazy impact, but you still need to feel an impact, then obviously it feels bad, right? So if I get an upgrade here, and that feels like an increase in damage, that's good. And so now that I have the stuff being an upgrade to this, and now I can spawn 5 spikes instead of 4, that's already a good upgrade. Nothing? That's not true. We made the ability Ice Wave better and therefore the mage better. So you're wrong. See how it hits twice now? It hit the same unit twice. And then we get this stuff. Boom. He's attacking faster? Oh wow, he missed a lot there. Man, guys, I think it's using the ability too far away. Let's see, Ice Wave. I think... yeah, this here. 28 is a bit too much. Let's try 18. It went too far away. Damn, that looks awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. I mean, it's still... we still need to polish this a bit more. Let's see how that looks. Oh! Man, cool! That looks really good. Now he managed to beat the second wave all alone. Hey, farmer who doesn't want to farm, good morning. Thanks for asking. Everything's good. How about you, bro? What graphics API are you using? I'm using OpenGL.
Don't market it.
Oh, hello,
The
super
money
cool.
will come to you.
Good morning. Look at that, super cool. We made an improvement today. Now attack speed is affecting how many spikes are spawning and how frequent they spawn. And therefore the ability can shotgun. You see this? Damn, that feels so good. And then I'm gonna add meta progression to make these ice fields spawn and slow enemies. To make the ability even better. Damn, look at that! The mage feels better now. He's still leaking. Nice. Or is he? Is he leaking though? Okay. It's always cool feeling when the setups, when the systems you have set up in the past just work together to make the desirable outcome without having to change things. Yeah, I think so too. And so this is what I'm gonna do ultimately with almost every ability that I add into the game. I want to add knobs to turn essentially. So the knobs that you can turn on this ability is AoE. Therefore the AoE increases and creates more overlap. Attack speed creates more overlap by spawning more spikes more frequently. And where's that? Ability duration decides how many spikes spawn and how far the range increases with the duration. So this ability alone has 1, 2, 3 knobs to turn. Just changing the behavior of the ability, and the damage is also like a 4th stat. Have you considered that the deer might occasionally fart, and if it hits an enemy, it kills them? That's a very nice first message today, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. So yeah, ultimately, we did make a good change in the game today. We made the game better today, even though on a day where I didn't even think I would be streaming. Cool. Let's just check this round. I think the slow he is inflicting is still a little too much. I might need to nerf that.